From the yin going down, we're going to come up to the yang on the outside now. So point 20, GB 41, gallbladder 41.
Lin Chi, attending the crying child. Location, facing the outside of the foot at the joint in the upper space between the fourth and little toe. Uses, arthritis, inflammation of the breast, hearing problems, ringing in the ears, irregular menstruation, insufficient breast milk, headaches, rheumatism, perspiration problems, excessive water retention. This point helps balance the yang aspect of the great regulator channel and belt channels.
Okay, this point is between the big toes and the pinky toes and the fourth toes, and you using your index finger running up until you cannot move your finger anymore in between the two bones. Okay, the bone of the small finger is like this. You move it up until you cannot move anymore between the bone, and that is the point. Okay, so it's about 1 inch, 1 or 2 inches from the pinky toes up, the small toes, and you can use your big thumb to press right in the between the bone, and a very sensitive point also. And this point help actually balance the yang aspect of the great regular channels. And you hold that point for a while, and you're releasing it. It can balance the energy. Okay. So the point sometimes you not think that is nothing, but it's actually helping a lot.
B60, bladder meridian. Traditional name, Kunlun, elder brother's storehouse. Location, on the outside of the ankle in the small depression just under and slightly behind the ankle bone. Press straight into the side of the foot. Uses, sciatic neuralgia, lumbar pain, leg paralysis, headaches.
This point is opposite of the inner ankle. It's the 2 point. You move your leg this way. Okay? That means you press your leg inward. You press your leg inward a little bit. You find that point. When you put it in normal, the point is like closing. It becomes a tendon and muscle tight. But when you move in it like this, you find a point there. A little bit more to the back. Yeah, a little bit more to the back. Yeah. Okay.
GB34, gallbladder meridian. Yanglin Chuan, life tomb spring. Location, on the outside of the leg in a hollow below the top of the fibula, slender lower leg bone. Uses, rheumatism of the knees, weakness of the legs, pain or paralysis of the legs, soreness after exercise, headaches, abdominal problems, constipation, lower back tension, and extreme fright.
So the gallbladder 41 between the pinky finger and pinky toes and the fourth toes, right this point, and come up to the bladder 60 right under the ankle, and we come up to the opposite of the one that we did just now is then. Okay, but this one between two bone. Okay, it's between two bone on the top of the fibula, between the fibula bone. So right on the top, in the between these two bone, you when you press down, you find a hole there. So you press down, you find a big hole there. Okay, this point between two bone, right on the leg here, on the under your knee, and you have to find between the head of the top of the bone. You press it down. And this is for the leg pain and the tendons, controlling the tendons. The Yang Chuan control all the tendons. And this is the point that when you hit, your leg gonna paralyze for a while. You feel a shock and the energy no flow to the leg, and the people fall down in a second. And this is the point. Next point.
She, Windy City. Standing upright with the hands at the sides, the point is located behind the femur, thigh bone, where the middle finger touches the leg. The point is very sensitive to pressure. Uses is paralysis of the legs, knee joint pain, good energy flow through GB31. Good energy flow through GB31 helps release the legs, knees, legs, hips, and back points.
Okay, this is the point. When you stand up straight, and when you put the hand on the side, The middle finger touches that point, and that is the gallbladder 31. Okay, right in between the two band on the muscle, right on here. And this is the point when the people kick, or you've been hit on here, the whole leg, no power. It's the big band of the tendons. This point, when you touch it and you feel the flow, you're strengthening the leg also. The power of the leg is strengthening. Is in this point.
GB 29. Traditional name Chu Liao. Location at the joint, the top of the femur bone in the hip. Uses diseases of the hip joint and surroundings, lower leg pain.
Okay. This point, the socket of the joint, the top of the femur bone, the socket, the round bone, right on the top here. Okay. You have to move in the right angle by moving your leg up and down this way. When you move your leg left and right and you find a right socket, you feel a hole there. Okay. When you move when you're standing on your right leg and you move your left leg out forward, you find a hole. Okay, and that is the point. It's right above the top of your femur bone. Okay.
B48. Traditional name Pai Huang. Round tissue below the diaphragm, uterus, or placenta. Location 2 fingers width from the top of the sacrum. The point feels sore. Uses releases the pelvic area, abdominal problems, constipation, hemorrhoids, prostate gland, and urinary problems.
This point is right on the sacrum. Okay. Just now the point of the gallbladder 29 is this point. Oh no, it's this part here. When you move the socket, okay, you move the socket. And now, the next point is the bladder 48. You see the sacrum, here the sacrum, and here the hip is right on this point. This part also, when you can injection on here, but you move too high, you get pain, very painful. And the way to find it is you put your hand right here, the sacrum. You put your hand from the edge of the sacrum, 2 finger, and you press right in, and you move your leg, your hip and your buttock up and down this way. When you move this way, you feel a hole in there. Okay, you move in or turn your hip in this way, you find a hole over there. Apparently on the top of the sacrum, 2 finger on the side. 2 finger on the side. Okay, and you feel that. You feel that point.
Okay. B47. Traditional name Chi Shi. Room of resolution. Location on the back, halfway around from the lowest rib to the top of the hip bone, and halfway between the spine and the side of the body. Uses abdominal problems, appetite balance, genital problems, prostate, urinary, and kidney problems. Good energy flow through B47 strengthens the lower abdomen and releases the lower back.
Okay, this point is in between, on the side of the door of life. Okay, you find the door of life, lumbar 2 and lumbar 3, opposite of the navel, and on the side have to be on the same line with the scapula. Okay, the tip point of the scapula, you make a line down, or on the both sides of the muscle band. And you put your hand and put your thumb and hold the back this way, and you press it in right below the kidney, nearly below the kidney. You press it in. It's a very strong sensational because it's right below the kidney. Just to put your hand like this. There is the band. This is the band of muscle going down this way, and you press it right over there. You put the hand on your hip, okay, and your thumb facing inside, and you press it in there, and that's the point, because it's right below the kidney. And this point is strengthening the kidney and the sperm or the ovary also, the energy, right on the back there. Okay. And it's a very strong point.
B42. Traditional name, Hung Men. Location on the back between the 9th and 10th rib and about 2 fingers width below the bottom of the tip of the scapula. Uses: stomach pain, liver problems, fullness in the chest, poor digestion, fainting. Pressing this point releases the back and affects the diaphragm.
This is a strong point also. It's easy to find. If you have a partner, get a partner touch on the tip of the scapula, okay, and shoulder blade, we call it shoulder blade bone, and put the 2 fingers there, and right between that rib cage, and you find that rib cage. Okay, you put the 2 fingers right on the scapula bone, the shoulder blade, and between the rib cage, you press it in between it, and that's the point. Press right between the rib cage, and very strong point. If you have a partner touching it, press a little bit, you feel pain, and it get right deep inside to the, and get right deep into the it's getting into the lung and the liver, that area.
B38. Traditional name, Cao Huang. Fat tissue between heart and diaphragm. Location on the back between the 4th and 5th rib, between the spine and the left scapula. The point feels like a knot of muscular tension and is sensitive to pressure. Uses: circulation and lung problems. Releases the neck, upper back, and arms. Respiratory difficulties, coughing, hyperacidity, fatigue. Pressing this point strengthens the entire body. This is a very important point and can be used to treat many diseases.
If you find your scapula, okay, and the scapula have a scapular process, this one is called a process. You touch the scapular process to the end, and when you come out from the scapular process and between the ribcage and the spine, right between that point, okay, if you have the people help you touch on those point and rub and press in between the ribcage, is very strong point. In the Chinese, they say when the people very sick, this point is going to sink down and no energy, or block it, energy don't flow. And most people have pain. When I get pain or don't feel well, the first thing I do, I touch that point. That's all. I massage it, I touch it, I massage it, touch it. Painful. You get on, you find it right on the spine, the scapular process. Okay, the higher bone. So this part, the scapular process, go out, and you're touching on the edge of the scapula. You feel a painful in that area. Massage it until you feel no more pain. Okay. One more point.
CW15, triple worm or meridian. Traditional name, Tian Liao, heaven's seam. Location, above the shoulder blade toward the side of the neck. Uses: pain in the scapula, back, neck, and fever.
This point is right on the top corner. Everyone can touch it. You find the scapula. Here the scapula on the top corner, and it's very painful point also. All this point that you learn now on the back is very strong, powerful healing, and very strong point for hurting people. So right on the top of the corner, you find the top of the corner, you press it. Like for me, do it every day, still have painful over there. And all you have to do is press that point, release, massage, and release, press and release it, and the energy flow. Okay? When you do on the back, if you have people try to help you holding on a point on the back, you're going to feel a life floating. That's why in their acupressure, the ginseng do, the ginseng judo, touch for help, they all use this point around there. You just touch 2 points and let the energy flow, and you get a lot of healing happen. Or using the mind to flow it. Okay, so let's review what we learned so far on the back. Okay, we started from the leg, coming up between the pinky toes and the 4th toe in the between, and you're coming out under your ankle bone, and coming up on the top of the tibial bone between here, right here. And when you're standing right, touching on when the middle finger touching on your thigh, and there's a big band of tendons. tendon. Yeah, it's very powerful one. Painful also touching it. And on the top of the knots of the bone, okay? On the top here, on the leg, on the top of the leg bone. And the next one on the side of the sacrum, 2 finger out. And the next one is on the side of the door of life, below the kidney. Actually, it's below the kidney. Okay. And the next one, 2 finger below on the tip of the shoulder blade. It's very, all this part is very strong. When you touch it, the energy flow, or some people get belts right away. That means the energy started to move. And the next part on the scapular process, right between the rib cage, is about the rib cage there, and the top corner of the scapula. Okay. We're going to go to the point 30.
SI 10, small intestine meridian. Traditional name, scapula's hollows. Location, on the back, on the scapula directly above the armpit and joint. Uses, chills, fevers, inability to move the arm, soreness of the arm, hypertension, shoulder pain.
Okay, this is very easy to find also. This is your armpit and your scapula, okay? And here the scapular process near your shoulder. And right above your armpit, but still in your scapular area, and you find a big hole there. When you press it down, a lot of people have tension about this point, and it's very tender. If you find the point and you just, like for me, I still have it, because the moving on the shoulder, the tension, the nervousness, and that's caught the energy there. You massage it. When you find the point, you massage it and lightly touch, and when the energy flow, you feel the magnetism magnify in the finger, and you releasing the tensions. Oftentimes you do a lot of good things for your life, for your body. All this point on the back, when you're releasing the tensions, you do a lot of good things for yourself. Next part.
SI 9, small intestine meridian. Traditional name, Jian Zhen, shoulder chastity. Location, on the back just above the armpit. Uses, shoulder problems, paralysis of the upper limbs, excessive perspiration in the armpits, pain in the shoulder blades, toothaches, deafness, swelling of the joints.
Okay, this point right above the armpit is very simple. Okay, here the armpit, between the two, the shoulder bone and the scapula. Okay, right on here, and this is also tendon point also. If you have somebody on the back pushing on a point and massage it a bit and clockwise and counterclockwise massage it, and when you're releasing it, you feel like a lot of stress, a lot of tensions gone. Yeah, this is helping a lot. So right between the shoulder and the scapula, right above the armpit, and you can find that point right over there. Next point.
LI 14, large intestine meridian. Traditional name, Binao, arm and scapula. Location, in the upper arm above the midpoint between the shoulder and elbow. Uses, clears the channels in vision, arms and shoulders, eye problems.
Okay, here is a bicep, the deltoid muscle, and right on the sharp, when the deltoid come down like this, right on the end of the sharp point, there is a point. This point, when people hit you, punch you, is so pain, because it's the bone and the muscle and the end of the muscle. It's joined on here. Okay, and this is this point. So get it? It's very simple. When you raise your hand, you get a muscle band of the deltoid, and that is the right on the end of it. You press it on that point. Okay. Next point.
LI11, large intestine meridian. Traditional name, Kuchi, crooked pool. At the front of the arm in the inner crease where the forearm joins the upper arm. Uses, cools heat, arthritic pain in the arms, paralysis, hypertension, high fever, anemia, allergies, skin problems.
Okay, at this point, when you bend your hand, and the crest, when you bend the hand and you feel a crease there, and you put the finger right there, and you're releasing it out, you get a point. Okay, when you bend the hand, you get a crest, the crease over there, and it's between the tendon and the muscle. So when you stick a finger right in, you feel a hole there. Next point.
TW5, triple warmer meridian. Traditional name, Waijuan, outer gate. Location, 2 fingers width above the wrist on the outside of the arm. Uses, circulates stagnant qi, creates or relieves common colds, high fevers, pneumonia, deafness, insomnia, headache, stiff neck, paralysis.
Okay, the white guan is 2 fingers from the wrist. Okay, and right in between of the 2 bones. You put your finger on your thumb, press right in, massage it. It's right between 2 bones, ulnar and radius bone. The ulnar and radius bone. And that's the point. Next point.
P8, pericardium meridian. Traditional name, Laogan's Lacor's Palace. Location, at the center of the palm. Uses, cools the heart, drains heat exhaustion, chest pains.
So we come down to the pericardium, the cover of the heart. And the Lao Gong is the right at the center of the palm. If you make your hand this way, that means you curve your middle finger touching your palm. You curve your finger like just naturally, just curve it, touch it. The middle finger touch right in the middle of the palm. That's why the nail, when Jesus crucified, there's the nail right in the Lao Gong, right in the heart. The heart and the pericardium of the heart. When you send energy, receive energy, it is from this point, the Lao Gong point.
MUE12, miscellaneous point. Traditional name, Ni Yang Chi, inner Yang's pool. Location, at the center of the inner crease of the wrist. Uses, paralysis, infantile convulsions.
So this one, you see your wrist, the inside wrist, and you see the 2 tendons in here, right on the wrist there. Right on the wrist there, right, oh yeah. Okay. You have 2 tendons in between, and right on the crease of the wrist.
P6, pericardium meridian. Traditional name, Ni Guan, inner gate. Location, 2 fingers width above the inner wrist. Uses, calms the heart and spirit, regulates qi, rheumatic heart disease, vomiting, chest pain, stomach ache.
The Lei Guan and the Wai Guan is the same one. We learned the Wai Guan on the outside and the Lei Guan on the inside. So the inside is very easy to find between 2 tendons. It's a 2 finger from the wrist, between 2 tendons. You stick your finger right in, you feel it, 2 tendons on the side. Okay, and that is the point. This point is opposite of the Wai Guan, opposite from the outside.
P3, pericardium meridian. Traditional name, Q's, crooked marsu. Location, on the middle of the crease of the inner elbow. Uses, opens heart qi, disperses heat, regulates the intestines, gastrointestinal problems, bronchitis, heat exhaustion.
Okay, this one, when you bend and you have a tendon right on the inside of the elbow, near the body, inside of the elbow, and here the tendon here, and you stick the finger right in there, or mostly it's between the bone or between the tendons. That's the point. So right in there.
On the outside.
Yes, outside the tendons. Okay. This is this area when you hit is like you shock right away in the hand, like electric shock, and you paralyze the hand in a few seconds. Sometimes longer, last longer. Yeah. That's in olden time the Tao master or the Kung Fu master, they find all this point. And so when they're fighting, they want immediate impact, and that's all the point they use. When the people punch, they stick right here, bam, the hand down right away. This is a very, that means it's rather than punching back, which you don't get that much kind of effect. But when you put it on the right point, you get him down. That means you don't want to harm him too much. But the other point, like the middle of the collarbone, above the nipple, the rib cage on the side, the armpits, those is a killing point. But apparently it's a very powerful healing also. It's a very powerful healing point also.
P2, pericardium meridian. Traditional name, Tianjuan, Heaven's Spring. Location, next to the armpit in the front of the arm, within the bicep muscles. Uses, cough, palpitations, chest pain.
Okay, here the armpit, and here the bicep, and here the deltoid. This painful part also. This hand usually paralyze the person right away. Okay, this is how they hit the people. They stick, when the people punch, they stick a finger right here, the whole hand down, and usually pain for a long time because the tendon. The major part is you have a bicep muscle, and you have a tendon under there, and you have the nerve coming out. And this nerve is correlating into the head, right away straight in here, this way. So when you hit here, it paralyzes the hand and the shoulder, and even sometimes to the head. It blocks the impulse. And this point apparently is very strong, very strong point for you have pain in this area, chest pain, cough. You're going to get to this nervous pain. So it's between the near armpit, between the bicep, near the deltoid. Okay.
LI, lung meridian. Traditional name, Zong Fu, central radiance. Location, on the outside of the upper chest, below the clavicle. Uses, bronchitis, pneumonia, asthma, tuberculosis, coughing, blocked throat, congested nose.
This one is right nearly on the side, the shoulder, cervical, and the rib cage, right in between there, in the hollow one. So when you put your shoulder to the front, you get a big hollow there. Not on the rib cage. It's between three. The collarbone, the shoulder, the rib cage, and when you bend your shoulder to the front, you get a big hole there. Okay? That is the lung one, the first part of the lung.
LI-16, large intestine meridian. Traditional name, Fusu, crest bear. Location, in a hollow of the shoulder at the end of the clavicle. Shoulder problems, dispersed blood congestion, convulsions, neck problems.
Okay, this point right on the middle of the joint. It's very painful also, you press it down, stick it down. Really near the end, right on here. Okay? When you raise a little bit your hand, raise your hand this way, you get a hole. Or put it down. You have to put it down, you get a hole there. You put it down, you get a hole. Between the scapula, clavicle, shoulder. That means three joints together, and that's build a hole out.
GB21, gallbladder meridian. Traditional name, Tianjing, shoulder well. Location, on the shoulder in a hollow of the collarbone near the neck. Uses: uterine bleeding, back pain, and shoulder pain.
This point is where it's much easy to find, because when you raise your hand up, okay, raise your hand up, and you get a well there. So they call it a shoulder well. You actually get a well right between the collarbone and the scapula, right on the base of the neck, more to the front, middle of the base of the neck. And you raise your hand up, you get a hole there. Okay, you get a big hole. And right under a muscle band, you stick a finger in, you lose all your whole hand, and the neck lose power. And that is how they grab the people. They grab by shoulder and grab it right on the shoulder well, and they twisted the tendons, and the people cannot move. That is a very, very painful point to get, to grab on. That's what you call the eagle claw. They do the eagle claw, they claw right on that shoulder well and they grab it. Because the whole thing is that you have all the brachial plexus, all the nervous system that going down to the hand, and the nervous system that going down, a lot of nerve going down to the chest, a lot of nerve go down to the back, is spread from here. So when you hold the nerve, you obstruct the flow of electricity, and it stops. That's all. That's how it stopped that way.
MHN 41, miscellaneous point. Traditional name, Jingbi, neck and arm. Location, on the side of the neck above the clavicle. Uses, numbness in the arm, paralysis of upper limbs.
This point is very powerful also, okay? Right on the base of the neck. You see, the base of the neck here, and when you raise your shoulder up a little bit, right on the base of the neck, and when you raise you up, you have a muscle band over there, and you stick it right between the muscle band there. This point, you stop the guy. That's what they point out. They stop the person right here, and you stick a needle, stick a finger right in here. It's like a finger right here, and because you have the nerve going to the head, you have the artery, the vein going out here, and you twist it or block it, the people faint it. And let me go to sleep. Because they go to sleep right away. In this area. Okay? So that is the point. Okay?
MHN 29, muscle point. Traditional name, Jingxi, new recognition. Location, on the back of the neck between the third and fourth cervical vertebrae. Uses, stiff neck, headaches, sore throat.
Okay. This point is right on the middle of the cervical. Okay. If you use your hand, use all your both palm cover the neck, and the finger to the back of the cervical, and the middle finger touch on the side, and that is approximately that point. Yeah. And it's between the about 3 and the 4 cervical, between the 3 and the 4 cervical, in the muscle band. You have the muscle band over there. And this point, when you're neck pain or when you feel nervous, you can touch the point. It can help you calm down. You should actually is the energy flow down back.
GB20, gallbladder meridian. Traditional name, Fenshi, pool of wind. Location, on the back of the neck in the hollow at the base of the skull. Uses, hot wind condition, improve hearing and vision, common cold, headache, stiff neck, hypertension, sinusitis, red eyes, deafness, insomnia.
Okay, if you use your palm, cover the back of the neck, and extend your thumb down right on the base of the neck on both sides, okay, and you feel a hollow right on the base of the neck, use your thumb to massage around that one. That is the point. Usually when people get headache, massage it and touch it, massage and touch it, the headache gone. Is one of the places that you can releasing a wind. We call in a Taoism we call evil wind, and the evil wind can get up from here, get up from the armpit, get out from the navel, get out from the leg, and quite a number of places. We call a valve. We call a valve. You can open it and let the sick energy go out. And that is one places. But mid forehead is also can go out. And palm also can get out. So, and you're coming up again on the GB gallbladder 19, which we're not using that, but it's the same pattern going up this way, in the same angle with the base of skull coming out. When you come up from there, you feel another hole there, and go from this GB 19, go up to GB 17, 16, 15, forehead, all the way down. Then we will come up to the top corner of the scapula, and we come up to the still in the scapula but near the shoulder and near the armpit, and right between the shoulder and the scapula, right above the armpit. And we're coming down to the end of the deltoid, then end of the deltoid, right in the front of the arm. And we come into the, when you bend your hand, you see the crease there, right on the between the elbow, but outside. Between the elbow, but on the outside angle. And between two bone, between the two bone, 2 fingers from the wrist, outside from the wrist, between the two bone, and come up to the palm, and come up into between two wrists. Two fingers from the wrist between two tendons. Now we come up into the inside elbow, and the point is outside the tendons on the tendon that near your body, and come up near the armpit on the top of the bicep. The bicep that near the deltoid, and when you fit the finger in, there are 2 muscles separate out. That muscle separate out on the side, and from there we come up to the lung point between the clavicle, between the shoulder and the ribcage, right on the between of all 3, and we jump up to the between the clavicle bone, the scapula, and the shoulder, right to the end of the tip of it. Okay. You feel a hole there, and we come down to the shoulder well. You lift up your shoulder, shoulder, and you're gonna feel a big hole, like a well. You can actually put the water there. The shoulder well, and now we come up to the right on the base of the neck. The base of the neck. When you put your shoulder down, you feel a big hole also, and right on the base of the neck, and you get a big band muscle. Right between the big band and muscle. When you come up to the neck, the middle of the neck, and we come down to the base of the skull. Yeah. I'm gonna guide you through and I'm gonna help you. Once you get it, you don't have to memorize the points. You just start the point and feel the flow energy. And you get it. Believe me, you don't have to memorize every single point. Don't have to be exactly the point. The whole thing in the olden time that they teach is the flow. That's all. And later on they give out a more specify. And to us now we give you more picture, specify and detail. And that's all. In the olden time when I learned, Master said the energy flow from here is on both sides of the body and go down to the leg and come back on the back, in the side like this. So when you actually open, you become a 3 on the back, on the front you go down 3 lane. You see, the middle functional, and on both sides go down this way. And you go down and you come back up. It's also 3 lane. You have the governor, that is the spinal cord, and on both sides. And that's how the energy flow, and that's all you need to do. You need to do the flow down and flow up. All you have to do is aware of it and use your mind to guide the energy flow.